Gary Bettman. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Great to have you.
Yes.
So we're coming off one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Would you say that's fair to say?
We had a great season last year. And, the last 2.5 years certainly had its challenges, but the game is in great shape on the ice and off the ice. Last season was competitive, entertaining. The playoffs were great. Young stars performed at an incredible level, and we're looking forward to more of the same.
Given that, and the fact that there was also a compelling playoff run, as is often the case, and higher TV ratings throughout the season, how would you and you started to just then, but assess the state of the NHL, give a state of the league address going into the opening night tonight in the U.S. with games in the two biggest markets, New York and L.A., on ESPN?
Although we have a little bit of baseball competition in both markets. But it's a great time of year for sports fans. On and off the ice, we've never been stronger. Our franchises are strong. Our business partnerships are strong. Our fan engagement is sensational. Being back on ESPN, we saw the results last season, and we're expecting this season to be equally as good, if not better. But most importantly, young stars doing great, amazing things on the ice has given us a compelling, most compelling probably in our history, entertaining, competitive game. And I'll put us up against any sport in terms of entertainment value, excitement, emotion, and competitive balance.
Commissioner, not that it's completely gone away, but over the last 3 years, 2.5 years or so, obviously we've been dealing with huge pandemic issues in all sports, in the world in general. And when you look at the restrictions in Canada, so to speak, and here in the U.S., how have NHL dealt with that, and how effective has that been?
Like everyone else, I am so sick of COVID, pun intended. The fact of the matter is we had a lot of challenges. We had a shortened season that we had to realign because we couldn't get teams in and out of Canada. But I think with the great cooperation we got from our clubs and the Players Association, we made the adjustments that had to be made. The restrictions in Canada have been lifted, so free flow back and forth across the border. I was actually in Gander, Newfoundland on Thursday night for a Craft Hockeyville game, what we play in a local community rink. But we should have a normal season. And that sounds great and that feels great because for everybody it was a challenge. And remember, last season we had to reschedule over 150 games on the fly, which we did. This season should be fine.
What are the biggest challenges, though, in the NHL this season for you?
I think the challenge is to keep it going.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's in a great place. We're anticipating really an exciting competitive season again. And it's really making sure our fans are getting the engagement, whether it's on ESPN or on digital social media platforms. We want to make sure that we're connecting with our fans in every way possible, using NHL Edge, among other things, which is the player and puck tracking. We think the opportunities for us to continue to grow are great.
I think last year, the 2022 playoffs was very exciting for me. I am a huge hockey fan. I'm a Bruins fan. I'm Bergeron jersey, everything in my closet, the whole nine. But being able to watch a lot of those hockey games and advancement games, deciding which team is going to advance, and then you look at the conference finals, and now the finals was a little, lopsided, but you look at a team like the Colorado Avalanche, and you look at these young players in hockey today. How important is it to the league that these young players come along quickly and become stars?
There are two things going on. One, the game has probably never been more skillful and younger in terms of scoring. The number of players who are having great scoring performances under the age of 25 is probably unprecedented. Number of players who had 100 points, number of players who had 50 goals or more. Austin Matthews, most goals ever by an American player. I mean, the stories are great, and we want to keep that going. But by the same token, you have Alex Ovechkin, an ageless wonder, trying to, and likely will break Gordie Howe's goal-scoring record. I think he needs 21 goals to do that. And he may even break a record if he continues to play at this level that everybody thought was unbreakable, which is Wayne Gretzky's 894 goals scored. And over the next 2-3 years, we're going to watch a great race to see if he can actually break that record. And that's something that Wayne himself has embraced. That's what's great about sports.
Yeah, it's funny because I look at the NHL and NBA, NFL and NBA. They had two different models, it seemed. One promoted the players as stars, the NBA, the NFL, the team, right? Of course, the quarterback and coach. And both were highly successful. But in the mid-'70s, it wasn't preordained that the NFL was going to be this behemoth, right? I mean, the average lineman made something like $30,000 a year on the offensive line. It was through the stewardship of the sport that it got there. Is there anything, because you mentioned just keep this going, as the commissioner, you think, as the steward of the highest hockey league in the land, there is something I can do to guide it into the way the NFL did it from the 1970s till now?
Well, a couple of things. One, we need to continue to tell the compelling stories that we have. We think we are the most team-centric, the most edgy, the most emotional, and the fastest game there is, and we have extraordinary competitive balance. You look at the number of teams that turn over year after year to make the playoffs. But by the same token, our players, particularly the younger ones, are now more fully embracing their personalities and putting themselves out there on social media in ways that they hadn't done perhaps historically. And I think this may give us a combination that's the best of both worlds. And when you look at our media arrangements, particularly being back on ESPN, it gives us an opportunity to continue to reach out to fans and grow.
Yeah, when I look at the Colorado Avalanche and how they beat the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning last year, and I look at their core group, what are the chances in your eyes that this team can become the next dynasty in hockey?
That is one of the all-time great questions that I will not answer because if I make predictions and they come true, then people start saying I had something to do with it.
Conspiracy theory.
Of course, but Joe Sakic has done a great job of putting this team together. You think about the Tampa Bay Lightning to have back-to-back championships under the difficult circumstances. First it was the bubble, then it was the shortened season, and then making it back to the Stanley Cup final for the third year in a row. I mean, that is incredible, and I wouldn't write them off. But the great thing about our game is throughout the regular season, every game matters. Our first round of the playoffs may be the most exciting and unpredictable that you can have in any playoffs, and that's the beauty of our game. Anyone can win on any night, which is a testament to our competitive balance.
Last month, it was reported that the NHL and NHLPA were getting together to form the World Cup of hockey again, and I guess it hadn't been in place since 2016. How is that coming along?
It's a work in progress. The world situation makes things even more complicated. There's new leadership at the International Ice Hockey Federation. Our players, and they hail from well over 20 countries, love representing their countries. And so best on best international competition is important to our players, and that's something we're focused on trying to bring back, and we're trying to work our way through it. Our hope is in the next couple of months we can get it all put together so we can have some sort of formal announcement as to how, when, and where. Commissioner,
thank you for joining us this morning.
Great to be with you.
Commissioner roots for the Kings.
No. Actually, I'm going out there tonight for opening night.
They better not win. They better not win.
No. But I have to be in Denver tomorrow night for the banner raising. Mm-hmm. So I figured since I was in the neighborhood, I'd pick up a West Coast game, which will be on ESPN tonight.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.